Welcome back, dear students. Today we are going to discuss another type of colligative properties, which is here depression in freezing point. Yesterday we have discussed relative lowering in vapor pressure. आज हम लोग बात करेंगे डिप्रेशन इन फ्रीजिंग पॉइंट. To understand this property, let's try to have an example. Let's calculate the vapor freezing point of pure water. What is it? It is 0 degree Celsius. Yes. Okay. Now let's make it a homogeneous mixture by adding some amount of salt or sugar in it. We know that it becomes a solution. Now if we freeze this solution, what will be the actual temperature at which this solution becomes solid? Since we know that what is freezing point, the freezing point is the temperature given to any substance at which the vapor pressure of liquid becomes equal to the vapor pressure of solid, है ना, at constant temperature और प्रेशर. अगर दोनों कंडीशन पे मैं बात करूं तो एक प्रॉपर टेम्परेचर और प्रेशर पे हम देखेंगे कि जब वेपर प्रेशर ऑफ प्योर सॉल्वेंट इज इक्वल टू द वेपर प्रेशर ऑफ अ प्योर सॉल्यूशन in which some amount of salt is dissolved, we can see that it must be greater than the vapor pressure of solution, which we talked about in previous lecture. Today we are going to deal with depression in freezing point, and we will discuss that how it is related with the relative lowering in vapor pressure. Since within colligative properties we know that vapor pressure, freezing point, boiling point and osmotic pressure depends upon all these properties are actually the properties of a homogeneous solution, है ना. Then let's try to understand that if concentration of a solute varies, all these properties also varies accordingly, है ना. So here we will try to understand that if the freezing point of pure solvent is here, let's take it as 0 degree Celsius for water. Now if we add some amount of salt or sugar and make it as a solution, we will get that if we again try to freeze this solution, what we will get? We'll get that the actual freezing point of this solution is lower than the freezing point of the pure solvent. If this is the freezing point of the pure solvent and this is the freezing point of solution in which some amount of salt or sugar is added, then we can say that it is lower than the temperature at which a pure water was freezed. What happens that in according to relative lowering in vapor pressure, we had seen that if concentration of solute was added in a solvent, then we have studied that the vapor pressure produced by the solution was less than the vapor pressure produced by the pure solvent. Similarly, we can here see that in terms of number of vapor pressure is more when solvent is pure, hence the intermolecular force of attraction between them was also great. But when a salt or non-volatile solute was added in water and it becomes a solution, intermolecular force of attraction becomes again very much greater than the previous one. Or it, what will you say? It will be greater than or less than? Yes, it will be less than the pure water, because when solute or non-volatile solute is being added into the pure water, the cations and anions will be formed and it will disturb the actual bond of molecules, है ना? Then if the bond between molecules have been broken, then we will require least amount of temperature to make it either vaporize or make it as in a boiling, make it as a fusion process. So if we try to understand here, we can get here that if we freeze this solution and if we freeze this pure water, we will get here that the freezing point of water is way more than the freezing point of solution, pure solution. That is, अगर 0 डिग्री सेल्सियस पे हमारे पास वाटर फ्रीज हो रहा था, तो सॉल्यूशन का जो फ्रीजिंग पॉइंट होगा वो हमारे पास 0 डिग्री से भी बिलो रहेगा, लोअर देन, मतलब एक तरह से वो डिप्रेशन में चला गया, मतलब दैट में बी -5 डिग्री सेल्सियस, -10 डिग्री सेल्सियस, डिपेंडिंग अपॉन द कंसंट्रेशन ऑफ सॉल्यूट विद इन सॉल्यूशन. सो यहाँ पे हम लोग लिख सकते हैं कि इन दोनों के बीच में अगर मैं कैलकुलेट करूं प्योर सॉल्वेंट के केस में जो हमारा फ्रीजिंग पॉइंट था, और आफ्टर एडिंग सम अमाउंट ऑफ सॉल्ट within the water, we can calculate here again that what is the freezing point of this of this solution. It is TF. We can see that TF naught, which is of freezing point of pure water, is greater than freezing point of solution. Hence the difference between this point will decide and will give the depression in freezing point. Here we can see that this is delta TF, which is equal to the temperature at which a pure solvent is freezing minus temperature at which a solution is freezing. So we can say that this is the depression in freezing point. Now since we know that the basic definition of qualitative property states that any depression or elevation or relative lowering in vapor pressure or osmotic pressure directly relates or directly depends upon the concentration of the solutes. So we can say that this delta TF, that is a depression in freezing point, will be directly proportional to the molality of the solution, molality, which is here a small m, which will directly related with molality of the solution. If we break down this, we can say that delta TF equal to Kf into F, where Kf is molar depression constant. Molar because it is depression in freezing point is directly related with molality. Hence, if we reduce or break down this proportionality constant, then it becomes molar depression constant. Or since it is related with freezing point, hence we can also say that it as, or we can also call it as a freezing point constant. Or since for freezing or cooling we use a term that is called cryo, hence we can also term it as cryoscopic constant. All these are the names of Kf, which is either molar depression constant or freezing point constant, or it may be cryoscopic constant. Now if we replace the value of m, where m is molality of the solution, we can understand here that molality of a solution equal to W2 by M2 upon W1 divided by 1000. If we reduce this equation, we can also write it as W2 multiplied by 1000 divided by m2 into w1. And if we put this value here, we can get here delta Tf equal to Kf into w2 into 1000. It will get above and divided by m2 upon m2 into w1. This is depression, modified depression constant in terms of हमारे पास molarity, molar mass of solute, given mass of solvent and given mass of solute. Okay, and this was also the depression and freezing point, but it was in terms of difference in their temperatures. Now if we keep Kf's aside, we can understand here that it will becomes delta Tf into m2 into w1 divided by w2 into 1000, which is the modified, or we can express Kf it as delta Tf into m2 multiplied by w1 divided by w2 into 1000. Again from here we can also calculate what is the molar mass of solute, or what is the actual concentration which is going to be added in that solute, in that solvent. Then we can calculate here it as Kf into w2 into 1000 by delta Tf. So all these are mathematical calculation, you can understand it very easily, so nothing to worry. So this is the depression and freezing point. These are the some basic theories. If we try to understand here, we have already discussed in previous class what is the relative lowering the vapor pressure, and I have used this equation or this concept to derive or to understand depression and freezing point. So this I have defined here, it is freezing point. Raoult's law states that addition of non-volatile solvent and solvent causes decrease in vapor pressure. Here you can understand that this is the actual vapor pressure of water when it is pure. When some amount of salt or impurities or non-volatile solute have been added, its vapor pressure have been reduced, and this is the vapor pressure of solution. You can see that it is lower than the actual vapor pressure of pure solvent. So all these graphs are directly related with relative lowering of vapor pressure, and we can understand it very easily after having some basic concepts of colligative properties, which is directly related with the concentration of solute, concentration of solute. Okay.